You there, boy.
What, me?
Yes, you.
What about me?
Yeah, sure, you too, little girl.
Gross.
Anyway, in the spirit of Christmas, I'm here to grant you 3 wishes.
Oh, yes, awesome. I have absolutely 0 follow-up questions.
Okay, what is your first wish?
A truckload of beans.
Done.
Yes!
A truckload of coffee beans.
Fuck! Ugh. I'm not a slave to the coffee bean.
What is your next wish?
Okay, Dave, let's be very careful, okay, not to waste this one.
Agreed.
Right, well, what do you wish for?
I'm thinking world...
Pies.
What the fuck? What does that even mean?
I thought I could just give everyone a pie.
Granted, you now have world peace.
Oh, come on. Now this guy's just deliberately mishearing me.
Your final wish?
Okay, Dave, shut up.
Okay.
Yes, Dave, shut up.
All right, I'm shutting up.
I would love to do a live Do Go On Christmas podcast at Comedy Republic. It's all I've ever wanted.
Your wish is granted.
Hey, I think it actually went well this time.
Sadly, the audience is a little flat.
Fuck!
Well, what have I said? Please welcome to the stage. It's Matt, Jess, and Dave from Do Go On! Merry Christmas! Hello and welcome to the annual Do Go On Christmas special. My name is Dave Warnicky and I'm here with my glasses. Thank you so much. You'll need that to see. And I'm also here with Jess and Matt. Yeah!
Hello!
Thank you.
Thank you so much for coming out, you absolute legends. And risking your safety and
Appreciate that.
and that of your family, the
Appreciate
people
that,
you
that's
hold
right.
dearest.
This is the real Christmas. Fuck the weekend.
Yeah.
None of us will be there, but who cares?
Sorry, Grandma.
Yeah, fuck you, Nana.
Yeah.
She's dead. So she can't be offended.
Yeah, she's gonna be
That's all.
offended. She
She's
can't.
dead.
He wasn't going to see her anyway. We've gone too far early. We're a
Any
little
nanas
excited.
in tonight?
We're like a little too excited. We'll calm down. Dave, as the parent here,
Thank you.
can you settle everything
What?
down a little bit, please?
I mean, I'm on the waters. Anything could happen tonight. Except dehydration. Okay. I'm feeling good. So it is our annual... I think this might be the 7th annual Christmas episode.
Every
Yes.
time you say that, you say, I think, and it's like you could have checked by now.
Yeah.
2015,
Yeah.
2016, 2017, 2018,
Yeah. that was a good one.
2019, 20... Where does it go from there? Is that 2100? No, I've actually not.
Yeah, I
But
think
yeah,
it's the seventh,
seven-ish.
Has anyone not heard the show before? Should we explain it to anyone? Yes? No? You?
And here, that's okay, no shame.
Great. No
There was a
shame.
little
That's
woo
fine.
over
There's a
here,
little woo in
Dave.
the back,
Pick on
up the back
them.
there, yeah, great.
Other end of the scale. Who has heard the show? Fantastic.
It is good to ask in that order, actually.
Yeah.
It feels better.
Yeah. Rather than and then.
I don't know who you are. And you're like, alright.
So Matt, for those who don't know what this show is,
Why don't you explain it in a succinct way?
Seems like a mistake to ask me, but I would say one of the three of us goes away and researches a topic and then brings that research back and lets the other two know about it. They don't know anything about it beforehand. They don't know what the topic is. And they get onto that topic with a question. And I think Dave's going to ask us a question now. And then the other two, me and Jess in this case, are going to listen politely.
Yeah.
to the question.
To the question.
Great.
Yeah.
And then from then on,
Beyond
Obviously
that,
obviously.
we will fuck
Okay.
you up. In Christmas spirit.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you. All right, my question to you is, if you were to rob a bank, what would be the most festive disguise you could wear?
Elf, Santa Claus, Mrs. Claus, reindeer, sleigh,
All of these. All of them.
snowman, gingerbread house.
Yeah, the witnesses describing them, they were huge. They were wearing 30 disguises. They kept pulling them off, and I was like, who are you?
Did I get any of those?
One of them was right, Matt.
Santa.
It is Santa. Well done, Matt.
Thank you so much. Thank you. You don't get to answer until Dave addresses you directly, so I think that's a new rule, but I like it.
The answer is the Santa Claus suit. This is the Santa Claus bank robbery.
Oh.
And been suggested by one person. Thank you to Kelly Clark from Perth. Are you in tonight?
Imagine.
They haven't left in a long time. No way. This one was voted for by the Patreon supporters. You're never going to believe it. It won in a landslide.
Right,
Really.
okay.
With apologies to Mr. Bing Crosby. No one gave a shit about Bing. He's from beyond the grave. I used to be the biggest Christmas artist.
No one cares,
No one
Bing.
cares. Have you ever robbed a bank, Bing? I don't know. I didn't look into him.
No need.
Okay.
Nobody voted for him.
Now, I'm not sure about you, but when I think of Christmas, I think of Texas.
Yes.
So let me take you to the central Texas town of Cisco, which in the 1920s claimed to be home to the largest...
Song. Oh.
Yeah. Oh. I can only imagine that it's a
Claimed to
tribute.
be home to the largest thong song.
I hadn't said anything for a minute, and I thought if I'm like, if I don't jump back in here soon,
Yeah.
I'm going for the episode.
Just gonna have a nap.
Matt's just on the side going,
Let me in.
let me in.
Let me in, but I'm on delay.
Cisco, Matt was home to, in the 1920s, claimed anyway, to be home to the largest concrete swimming pool in the world. What a
How are
claim.
you supposed to swim in concrete?
I think there's probably a...
Wet.
That one really, that rumbled. And like, you got it over here first. It wasn't good.
I'm assuming Jezza was wet concrete.
Oh, yeah. Silly me.
There was also a skating rink, a zoo, and an amusement park around the pool.
What?
Well, near the pool. It was a complex. It was a heaven on earth, you know? But sadly, to quote from what I can only assume is some sort of website devoted to Texas tourism that I found, I think it's pronounced wikipedia.org. You know what I'm saying?
No, I haven't heard of it, but it sounds great.
Yeah.
It said the pool closed in the 1970s and the vacant skating rink burnt down a few years later. That's so tragic.
Dave, we're here for Christmas. Stop bringing us down. Get festive.
Hey, it burnt down on the 25th of December.
Oh, that's beautiful. Thank you.
Is that true?
That's not true.
Yeah. Let's let him have
That's
it.
like a little boy's Christmas wish.
Yeah.
Santa, I would like to burn down the world's largest concrete swimming pool. Done. In the 1920s, 7,000 people resided in Cisco in Texas. So I presume they could all fit in the pool. And in this town and across Texas, there was one problem plaguing the good people. And that was bank robberies.
There's 7,000.
Hell yeah.
There's 7,000 people.
Yeah, and like
And
one
they
in,
are plagued by
Yeah.
bank robberies.
one in 4 of them are bank robbers.
They've also got the largest pool in the world
Yeah.
for such a
For
small
7,000
population.
people.
We got more people than that in tonight.
Yeah. Who wants to go for a swim? During this period, 3 or 4 Texas banks were being robbed every day.
What?
Amazing. So, and I ask you, how do you stop violence? The answer is, of course, more violence.
Yes.
Yes. Say it with me now. In response, the Texas bankers...
You asked them to and you moved
you
on.
two did, yeah.
That was really strange.
That was a dick move on your
Say
part.
it with me now,
Yeah.
and then you...
Say it with me now. In 1922...
What a dog.
Hey, I appreciate you coming. You'll never come with me again, but...
No one's ever come with Dave.
No one's come with you or near you. You are a virgin.
No one's come
Merry
because of you.
We used to only do this privately in our group chat, but it's spilt out now.
That's right.
For a while, we're only doing it in the bonus episodes, and now we'll do it in public. Not that Dave wouldn't. Wouldn't do it in private either.
It is Christmas and it's my tribute to the Virgin Mary. So, they've got 3 or 4 bank robberies a day. In response, the Texas Bankers Association offered a $5,000 reward to anyone who shot a bank robber during the crime. It's $78,000 US today. If you shoot a bank robber, the bank will say, thank you so much.
Is it more if they're dead?
Well, that is a technicality. You did have to kill them. They are worth nothing alive.
So if you maim someone...
Yeah, they're like, who cares?
Yeah. Whoop-de-frickin' do.
Whatever. One of Cisco's most seasoned bank robbers was 24-year-old Marshall Ratliff. Along with his... Does someone just say, ugh? It's not a nice name, is it? I will not be saying it about 40 or 50 more times. Along with his brother Lee Ratliff. You pause, so maybe it's Marshall you've got a problem with, okay? Yeah. Marshall had robbed a bank with his brother in nearby Valera. They would have gotten away with it too if they hadn't thrown the cash around and drunkenly boasted about their crime.
Okay, yeah.
Sadly, they were arrested by Cisco Chief of Police, G.E. Bit Bedford.
His nickname was Bit.
Bit. Honestly, it could always go one of two ways.
I hate it.
Okay. They were given long sentences but were soon pardoned in 1927 by Texas Governor Miriam Ma Ferguson. No? God, not a good hit rate tonight.
I don't know. Miriam Ma.
Ma.
Everyone calls her Ma.
Yeah, Ma Ferguson.
No, right? No, thank you. No.
Okay, we're all with that, all right?
Unless your nickname's Ma, in which case it just feels a bit patronising. You know what I mean?
Well, Ma pardoned the brothers, and she also issued 4,000 pardons during her tenure. So she was just letting
Wouldn't
people
she
off.
have martined?
You regretted before you said it.
It was another silent break there that I had, and look, honestly, I'm going to stop following my instincts.
Yeah.
One day I will. Not today, but...
So they got pardoned, and with their second chance at life, they decided to rob their local Cisco bank.
Good.
Marshall planned to rob the bank with his brother Lee, but Lee was arrested for robbing a different bank, so Marshall had to look elsewhere for a bit of backup. So he put the call out, presumably ad in the local paper, and recruited fellow ex-convicts Henry Helms, who was 31, and Robert Hill, just 21.
Okay.
Marshall also wanted to have a safe cracker on the squad to help gain access to the bank vault, but the first pick fell ill, so Marshall decided to do the job himself.
Good.
But he needed a fourth man to fill his brother's role. A relative of Henry Helms, a guy called Louis Davis, was a young 22-year-old father who, unlike the others, didn't have a criminal record, but he really needed the money, and he agreed to join the mission, but only if there was no gunfire. Sadly, his Christmas wish would not be granted.
Well, it's fine. I mean, they can only promise no gunfire from one side.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah.
There's a reward out there for you to be shot.
That is absolutely wild.
Sorry, must be killed.
Yeah, and kill, of course.
Shot. Ugh.
Yeah.
Why waste your
Whatever.
time?
Yeah.
It's got to be a headshot. I want to see a brain splattering, or I'm not paying up.
Yeah.
That's just how it was in Texas in the year that we're talking about right now.
A lot of fine print.
Yeah.
Marshall Ratliff and his trio of cronies plotted the robbery in Wichita Falls before stealing a car and driving to Cisco. And just a side note, move over, largest concrete pool in the world, because Wichita Falls in Texas is home to the world's littlest skyscraper. How good is that? Built in 1919, it was the result of a fraudulent investment scheme by a confidence man, J.D. McMahon. McMahon collected $200,000 which is equivalent to $3 million today, in investment capital from a group of naive investors, promising to construct a high-rise office building. The key to McMahon's swindle and his successful defence in the ensuing lawsuit was that the legal documents listed the height as 480 inches as opposed to 480 feet. The investors didn't seem to notice, and McMahon never verbally stated that the actual height of the building would be 480 feet or 150 metres tall. I never said that. Instead, it was only 12 metres tall. And inside it was so small that when they put the staircase in, the stairs took up 25% of every room.
But they put stairs in.
By the time people realised McMahon had fled town with their money, and when they tried to sue, they couldn't because they'd signed the 480-inch plans.
I mean, it's terrible, but it's a long time ago, so it's very good.
It was a great source of embarrassment to the city and its residents when it was completed. During the 1920s, the new Big McMahon building, as it's actually called, was featured in Robert Ripley's Believe It or Not column as the world's littlest skyscraper, and that's a nickname that has stuck ever since. And people have tried to petition to demolish it because they're so embarrassed by it. But for over 100 years, it survived tornadoes, a fire, and decades of neglect. And I'm putting it on the first stop on our US tour.
Big time.
The world's littlest skyscraper.
I'm going to get in it. So help me God, I'm getting in that thing.
I'm going to climb the stairs.
Was that on the same episode of Ripley's Believe It or Not with your smallest list of people someone's had sex with? Which I think that is now going to be in there with the world's longest lead up to a bad joke. Mine's just really ticking along tonight.
Anyway, back to the main story. They're in Wichita Falls, and I don't think they visited the little skyscraper, which is disappointing.
Yeah.
But they want to rob a Cisco bank because Marshall was a well-known Cisco local. He felt he was likely to be recognised.
Because there's 7,000 people there.
Yeah. They all know him.
They all know him.
He's the bank robber.
Yeah.
There's like a photo of him on the door saying, "Do not let this man in." But the others would be fine because they're not from around. But he needed a disguise, and because it was December 23, he thought the best way to obscure his features was to wear a Santa suit that he borrowed from Mrs. Midge Tellett, who love Midge, who ran the boarding house where they'd been staying. She had hand sewn the suit for her husband to wear on Christmas. It was a full suit, a hat, and a beard. It's pretty.
Oh, Midge.
Sorry, Midge.
Oh, Midge.
There'll be no Christmas this year. In his defence, I'm guessing he thought he'd borrow it and then return it later before she even noticed.
Okay,
But,
so that doesn't happen.
I hate to report that her husband was never going to wear that suit
Ah.
again. She made it too small. No. So now Marshall is wearing his amazing disguise, which is the stolen Santa suit.
Okay.
What could possibly go wrong? The other three are in the stolen car who are dressed normally. They let Marshall out in his Santa suit a few blocks from the bank, and he walked the rest of the way. But of course, this attracted the local children who started to follow Santa to the bank. Apparently, he stops to chat with eager children, answering their questions and patting them on the head.
Oh, that's nice. That's nice. He's not ruining any children's
Not really.
Christmas.
He's just got like a massive gun tucked under his...
Yeah, it's all right.
Which I must say does remind me of the time 11 years ago when I was dressed as Santa. I used to do Santa Christmas parties. Can you believe that? I wore a fat suit, but the arms and the legs weren't padded, so it looked very strange. And one time in the city here in Melbourne, my car broke down in between parties and I had to flag down a taxi dressed as Santa, but that doesn't work because they all just wave back. They're just like, "Oh, he's spreading Christmas cheer." And I'm like,
Look at that tiny little Santa.
"Stop the fucking car, you dog!" Oh, Santa's swearing at us. Anyway, bit of fun. So the kids, they're flocking to Marshall,
Sure.
who is probably thinking, "Fuck off, I've got to rob a bank." But
Yeah.
but he's being nice. And I can't tell you why he got out and walked, because he ended up meeting his robbery colleagues in the alleyway out the back of the bank. So he probably could have just stayed in the car. Then, dressed as Santa, he led the way into the bank. Inside there were 16 people, including bank tellers and customers. And when Marshall walked in, Alex Spears, the bank manager, said, "Hello, Santa." But Santa didn't respond.
Can you imagine being the bank manager and you're like, fuck, does Santa have a bank account here? I don't know if he does. What the hell is he doing? We don't have any of Santa's money. He's here to get some money out. Just panicking?
Yeah.
Fuck. Because he knows all the people, all the customers.
He knows everyone.
He knows everyone. That's why he's a very good bank manager.
And he's gone. He goes, "Hello, Santa," and he doesn't respond. Then he says it again, and then he doesn't respond again. And then one of Santa's colleagues, the robbers behind him, yells, "Stick 'em up, everybody!" And at first everyone thought it was a joke, but then they saw the 3 armed men behind Santa that they'd previously not noticed.
Okay.
And they went, oh no, we're being robbed. The men quickly got into position, and this is a quote from a 1930 edition of the Startling Detective magazine.
Ooh.
One bandit, really good, stood guard just outside the door. It's inside the door. That's important. Another covered the customers and bank manager Spears, whilst the third one stepped up to the teller's window, where a businessman was making a big deposit. Sorry, it's a sperm bank. It was a very big deposit.
Oh, do you know?
He's had to. I imagine it every now and then he's had to get rid of a large deposit, but he was the only one there.
That sounds like I went to a sperm bank after hours and went, well, I'm here. May as well. And to finish the quote, the guy's making a big deposit, but then the bank robber said to the teller, "Stick 'em up, big boy." I mean it. Which I love.
Stick 'em up, big boy. Gross.
Meanwhile, a woman on the street, Mrs. B.P. Blassengame.
Blassengame.
What do you think of that?
Love that.
Finally we've got one.
Blassengame.
She was walking with her 6-year-old daughter Frances, who saw Santa.
Frances Blassengame?
Yes, Frances Blassengame. And Frances Blassengame saw Santa enter the bank, and she asked her mum to follow him inside, and they did. Let's go see Santa. All right. I've got to see this deposit. Says Mrs. Blassengame. Mrs. Blassengame, so they've walked in. Upon realising the bank was being robbed, she grabbed little Frances and ushered her into the bookkeeping room next door and unlocked a side door that opened into an alleyway. One of the bandits shouted, "Stop or I'll shoot!" But despite this threat, Blassengame unhooked the door, told the little girl to hurry, and they dashed out onto the street. She heard a shot that ran out near her, but she just kept running, and they went to the police station across the road, bursting into the headquarters with the news that the bank was being robbed. And you'll never guess who was on duty.
Who?
G.E. Bedford.
Bedford. I'm coming around to
The
it.
chief of police that had previously put Marshall away for robbery.
Bedford.
So now the cops are very much aware that the bank is being robbed by Santa.
And they are across the road from the bank.
Yes.
Okay. Feels like a good spot, actually.
And a shot had already rung out. And I was
Yeah.
still like, wonder what that was. Doesn't matter. Anyway, back to the paperwork.
Yeah. And by that I mean the bloody crossword. Pigs, you know.
Any pigs in tonight? Not her word, not mine. Okay, ACAB then. All right.
All Christmases are banging. All right. Back on. Everything's Christmas. Marshall, still dressed as Santa, soldiered on with the robbery and pushed through a swinging door, past the cashier's desk, then went into the cashier's cage, opened up a drawer under the counter and removed a pistol from that location. So there's a gun in the bank, but he's stuffed it into his Santa suit.
Sure.
He then ordered the assistant cashier to open the safe, pulled out a sack and started stuffing it with cash, bonds and checks. All up, he grabbed $12,000 in cash and $150,000 in bonds and checks, which is over $2 million in today's money.
There's 7,000 people. I guess that's not that much money if you spread it across 7,000 people, you know.
Still.
I'm not doing the fucking maths. I'm not a nerd.
What's that, about $300 each? Not a bad little Christmas haul. Whilst he was filling his Santa's sack, a crowd of armed locals and police officers had time to gather outside the bank.
Armed local... No, it's Texas.
Yeah. Remember, there's money on the table if you shoot a bank robber.
Yeah, you're right.
Your family will be eaten tonight.
You'd just hang out around the bank, wouldn't you?
Yeah. There's a lot of armed men.
Just but looking inconspicuous, you know?
You're being robbed in there? No?
Tying their shoe for 4 hours.
waiting for something suspicious to happen. Inside 21-year-old bank robber Hill was startled when he saw someone outside the window, and he fired a shot through it, and then a shot was returned.
Was it? It would be very funny if it was just his reflection.
What's that?
Like a dog getting scared.
Yeah. And he keeps shooting because it's shooting back at him.
Mirrors don't reflect bullets, Dave. Like they... Alright. Wait, do they? The mirrors reflect bullets?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Fucking
Have you been shooting at mirrors again? Matt, stop.
So now 3 shots had rung out. Louis Davis, the robber who'd asked for no gunfire, was already disappointed, and it was only going to get a lot worse.
Oh, no.
Hill fired several more shots into the ceiling to show that they were armed, even though he'd already shot through the window.
Nothing shows you're armed more than ruining a beautiful cornice.
Oh,
Yeah.
a beautiful Art Deco ceiling.
Yeah.
Oh, what a waste. One of the other robbers, Helms, began shooting up and down the alley. He had a pistol in each hand and would kick the screen open, then fire first one way
It sounds like
and then the other.
They've got really distracted here.
Yeah.
They were there to take the money, now
Yeah.
they're just shooting at everything.
And they have
They've
got
got
the money,
it.
don't they?
They've got the money.
So why aren't they leaving?
Because it's pretty badass to shoot one way and then shoot the other and then close the screen door.
That is pretty badass.
Yeah, that's badass.
Are they back to back?
No,
Or front to front shooting? That's nice.
That would be, but it's just one guy trying to do all the roles.
Oh, yeah, okay.
It's actually quite sad.
Yeah.
The sound of the gunfire attracted the attention of more armed locals who also flocked to the bank. Remember, there's a $5,000 reward if you shoot a bank robber, which is, and I did say before, that's $75,000 today, and it was specifically called the Dead Robber Award.
Not
It's
very
an award.
creative. It's an award.
But did you know that you get a medal and stuff?
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
sick.
There's a little plaque?
Yeah.
That's nice.
I'm interested now.
Yeah, you love awards.
Before I'm like, I wouldn't kill a man.
That's because you hate rewards, but you love awards.
I love awards, yeah.
Oh yeah, you get a trophy, it'd be fantastic.
Yeah.
I should say man or woman. I know women can bank rob as well. Want to make that very clear. Very much an equal opportunist when it comes to these things.
Obviously, yeah.
As a feminist of the podcast,
Thank
I
you.
will
Thank you for
speak
pointing
up
out.
for women here today can rob banks in 1920s
and
Texas. And should.
Yeah.
If you're listening right now, pick up a weapon, get down to your local bank. I'm talking to the women now. Lean
Yeah.
in and listen to what I'm saying.
Ladies.
Ladies. Pick up a weapon.
Yeah.
Unless if you're in America, I'm joking. Okay, this is I forget that this does go outside. Yeah, so no, just a little joke there. Please don't.
Don't do that.
I would feel pretty bad
Would you?
if
Yeah.
the women of America, on release of this episode, there was a spree all of a sudden. Yeah, so
God, that'd feel pretty powerful.
I'd
though,
feel
wouldn't
awful.
It? Yeah.
Imagine.
Awfully powerful.
yeah.
Dave, do go on.
More gunfire returned from outside, and despite the bank being full of hostages, a full firefight broke out.
Good. Good.
It's estimated up to 100 armed people had turned up, and there's reports of shotguns being passed out by a local hardware store. Here you go. Oh, I forgot my gun. Don't worry, mate, I've got you covered.
That's fucked.
The Texas State Historical Association reports that the robbers then forced all of the people in the bank out the door and towards their car. Several of these hostages were wounded as they emerged into the alley, including Alex Spears, the bank manager.
Oh no.
So within a few minutes, he's gone from "Hello, Santa" to being shot in the leg.
Oh my god.
There was a shootout as the robbers made their way to their car, and both Chief Bedford and Deputy George Carmichael were mortally wounded. They died a few days later. Bedford had been shot 5 times. So now the...
It really felt like you were building up Bedford as the hero.
Yeah.
He died straight away.
I was going to say it's like that movie, but that would really ruin the movie I'm thinking of, so it won't. But you know the one. You know the one.
The one where it was a ghost all along.
Yeah.
Bedford.
Yeah. The friendly ghost. So now they've murdered 2 high-ranking police officers. So it's not looking good if they ever get caught.
Can I just have just a quick check-in?
Yeah.
Are you feeling good about this Christmas end-of-year report?
I've got to
you've done?
remind you all that he is still wearing a Santa suit.
Okay.
Honestly, I think this is the most Christmassy Christmas special we've done in about 3 years.
Yeah, that's not wrong. Yeah.
If on the recording underneath you could just put some of those jingle bells.
Yeah, that should be fine then. Yeah,
That's great. Just keep the cheer going. During the confusion and walk to the car, most of the customers and bank employees who'd been hostages escaped.
Okay.
Good news. However, 2 young girls, got bad. Look, they're going to be fine. Don't worry about them. Laverne Comer and Emmy Mae Robertson, who were 10 and 12, were taken into the car as hostages.
Oh, no.
Again, they're going to be fine.
Okay.
I'm starting to think these guys aren't that nice.
Don't jump to any conclusions.
Okay.
Come on, we're only halfway through here. Again,
All bank robbers are... What does that end? Can't... B. Bastards. Thank you.
So that's ABAB.
ABAB. ABAB.
ABAB!
Dave, I know this one's going out on Wednesday, but can you edit me out?
I'll just cut your mic.
Yeah. Ali, we don't need to record Matt's mic. I think you can just turn that one off.
I'll stay, but...
No, you're doing great. You're doing great.
Though,
Don't you
No.
dare do that. Don't you dare. Have a little beer, you'll be right.
if we do cut Matt's mic, the people at home will still think I'm cool and that I've had sex. So that's pretty good.
Yeah.
So that's tempting.
Dave, they will never think that.
The people will still think I'm cool and I've had sex. All right, Cobra.
Thank you.
To the person who hasn't seen the show before, Dave has tried to get a nickname off the ground, calling himself Cobra.
Yeah.
Thank you.
That's
And
the
it-
first time it's happened.
Yeah.
It felt so good. Felt so good. Again from the startling detective article from 1930. R.L.
I haven't
Day.
found it at all startling.
So they've just, for context, they've just rushed into the car, hostages in tow. R.L. Day, a restaurant owner, had arrived on the scene without a weapon.
Ah.
So he took a pump gun, like a shotgun, from the hand of another citizen, marching steadily up the alleyway towards the bandit machine. Fuck, that's cool. And aimed it squarely at Hill, who was at the steering wheel. And then Day asked, "How do you work this darn thing anyhow?"
The steering wheel? Oh, they're in trouble.
Because the man with the shotgun had no idea how to fire it, so the car sped away before he could work it out.
But he just took it off someone.
He's like, "I'll take it from here." Oh no!
I don't know how to use it.
Shot himself in the chest. All in all, about 200 shots had been fired into the bank. Sorry.
Oh, imagine that paint job you have to do.
A
now.
lot of bank lovers in here.
Yeah.
You're just saying into the bank.
Yeah.
Oh,
Oh no, not that.
the back!
Not the bank, not the beautiful bank.
Oh, was it one of the big four? Oh no!
How will they recover?
Oh no!
Through fees?
Oh, I hope they put interest rates up. Oh, you bank lovers. So now on the run in the car, they took stock and realised that Marshall Ratliff, aka Santa, had been partially wounded. I say that he'd been hit in the leg and the jaw with a bullet, but he was still mobile. So in comparison to 22-year-old Louis Davis, he was fine because Louis had been hit severely and was in a very bad way. He was the guy who said no gunfights.
Yeah, okay, yeah.
And he hasn't been shooting still.
No, he hasn't been shooting, but
He's
people
been
have been
shot.
shooting into him.
Okay. Was he clear? Because, I mean, if he wasn't clear, no shooting into me, then I think... You know, you got to read that fine print.
that's right.
You got to read that fine
Yeah,
print.
that's true.
You
Yeah,
got to communicate. Got to communicate.
Yeah.
But they'd made it out of the bank, so things were looking up until they realised that one of their tyres had been shot out, and also they were almost out of gas. I hope someone got fired for that blunder.
You got to look after the basics, don't you?
Yeah.
No. I like to think they were waiting for the price of petrol to go down. Oh, that's a lot. Really, someone had just forgotten to fill it up after their 200-mile drive from Wichita Falls.
Okay.
Whoops.
There wasn't a BP along the way that also had like
No.
a Macca's.
Yeah.
And also one of those Olivers, and you're like, I'm not going to fucking Olivers.
Who goes
Who
to
goes
them?
there? Oh, do I want a salad or do I want chippies? Chippies.
Oliver's is almost definitely a drug front, don't you reckon?
Yeah.
I've never seen anyone go there.
But they're still there.
They're still there. Yeah, we know what's up, Oliver's.
Yeah. If you go and you actually order a salad, they panic.
Yeah.
They're like,
This is all cardboard.
I could do some cocaine if you. It's a 15-year-old just panicking.
Oh. Take whatever you want. So the Crims drove to the edge of town knowing they were pursued by a town mob who were following on foot.
What?
The mob was chasing after them, but the car has no tyre and no petrol.
Yeah, okay, so they might get him.
So they're like, all right, we need a new car. Still dressed as Santa, Marshall approached the Harris family in their car and then pulled a gun on them. The car, for some reason, was driven by a 14-year-old boy. Don't you love Texas during this time? A boy named Woody, who gave up the car, but in doing so, grabbed the keys and then ran off with them. He'd run clear by the time they realised, so they had to pile back into the original car that was now running on fumes.
Woody, cop that.
Woody's like, yeah, take it, no worries, grab the keys.
That is
Good.
fucking badass.
That is good.
Woody.
I like to think he did that accidentally,
Yeah.
and then people said, that was smart. He was like, yes. Yeah.
He was chasing after them with the keys. You forgot these.
I'm so sorry. It's my first day driving.
So that actually took a bit of time to get out of one car, steal it, then back into the original. So the mob had caught up and another firefight broke out. This time Hill was shot in the arm. So now 3 out of 4 of the robbers have been shot.
Okay.
Louis Davis, who was severely wounded, the one that didn't want the firefight, and not getting any better, he was abandoned in Woody's car. And the 3 others were only narrowly able to drive away in the original getaway vehicle. Davis later died that evening.
Oh, no.
That sucks, Dave. You have ruined Christmas. What a devilish grin that was. You know it too. You came here, you meant to do this. I thought it was accidental.
One time, you did a live Christmas one where we had 5 unsolved murders of young women on Christmas. Don't you give me that. Don't you give me that.
It really sucks that you have a memory. It really... Jess, you never would have been able to throw that at me, but
No, God,
Dave, you dog.
I don't even know your name.
The middle of it had it was about fruitcake.
Yeah.
There was a
And then
brief
back
interlude
into
from
the brutal murders.
That was bad. That was bad.
It was really funny. It was so grim, it was funny.
Yeah, well now I understand that that's how you think
Yeah.
after today. Awful stuff from a bad person. Sorry, everyone was singing. I just had to say it.
So, Davis has died, but he wasn't the only thing that they'd left in Woody's car.
Thing? What is wrong with you?
Oh, fuck off.
He's a human being.
After driving off, they realised they'd also left Santa's sack full of money in the other car. Whoops! So now there is no loot.
Oh, good.
And it was quickly returned to the bank. You'd love that, wouldn't you? Yeah. Woo, give it back to NAB.
What's your favourite bank?
Oh.
Let's go around the room. What's your favourite bank?
I don't like the big 4. I like underground banks. Probably wouldn't have heard of them.
Is that why you got hacked and lost all your money?
Is that a publicly known thing? That was one of the big 4.
Yeah.
I left them. They were unhelpful.
Yeah. Yeah, that's fair.
It was over. I had no money for Christmas that year.
Oh.
All right, he's fine.
I got it back now, but there wasn't a... Honestly, I was wearing brown clothes with my pockets turned out. and everything was sepia toned. And I was looking through the window and my name was Tiny Tim. Yes!
So they've lost the money, now they are just driving to not get arrested and probably executed. Anyway, after driving a few miles, the car turned off the road but soon encountered impenetrable bush. They didn't have any fuel left anyway.
So, there's some joke about you being a virgin there, but I don't even think I need a form, and I think everyone sort of just
Everyone
knows.
went there, yeah.
I just needed to verbalise it because everyone was going.
Yeah. Somebody say it, somebody say it!
That most of the things I say is that's what I'm thinking. I'm like, everyone's thinking this, I'll say it. And tonight there's been 3 or 4 where everyone's like, no one was thinking that. None of us were thinking it. We do not appreciate you saying it. It was bad.
So they leave their car because they've heard other cars pursuing them, and the 3 robbers told their 2 young hostages, the little girls, to lie down in the car and wait there. And then the robbers fled on foot. The girls were found physically unharmed.
Okay,
so they're
great.
all good.
Just mentally scarred.
Yes, but...
Oh, they never recovered.
No.
Yeah.
Never went to a bank again.
And they're still alive, age 118. Can you believe that? Wow.
I know a guy who might be interested named Ripley. Is that his name? Fuck.
It was also at this point that Marshall... It was also at this
He's
point
just
that...
having such a
I
bad
know.
time.
Mate! Get festive.
It's my Christmas gift.
Your hat's so hot.
Yeah,
Mine is so hot.
I'm burning up.
My head is cooked.
Yeah.
But I look great.
You look so good. The sequins, beautiful.
We're wearing Santa hats for the people not here. That's why everyone's been looking at us so sus tonight. What are they up to?
Yeah, for the people not here, I'm wearing a full Santa suit. And I have a gun in my pants.
It's been loaded for 31 years.
It's fun.
It was also at this point that Marshall abandoned the Santa suit.
Good call.
Sorry, everyone.
Good call. It's
Christmas
hot.
is over.
But it's still Christmas time, I'm assuming.
Yes. For the next several days, including over Christmas Day, I'm really trying to
Yeah.
Yeah.
bring it back here. The wounded fugitives made their way hiding throughout the thick bush in the region. Several hundred people searched for the fugitives, and it quickly became the largest manhunt ever seen in Texas.
Wow.
It brought out a plane and bloodhounds to aid in the search. It was big news.
People really wanted to shoot these guys.
Yeah, really wanted to shoot them. But with the hills, the canyons, and the caves, there were a million places for the men to hide. At one time, a member of the posse stood on top of a big rock under which Helms and Hill were crouched, but they were left unseen.
Because they crouch. That's clever.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was thinking before when they forgot to put in petrol and they left the money behind that they were kind of a bit silly,
Yeah.
but they're crouching. Back thinking they're maybe masterminds.
It's all part of the plan.
Yeah. I'm looking forward to seeing how they bring it all together. Why? I mean, they're on the run now. They must feel good about that with all the money they've stolen.
Yeah.
So, yeah, they'd be able to just buy
Yeah,
their
yeah.
freedom or whatever.
Stay in a hotel.
Yeah.
Easy. Yeah.
You'd be feeling pretty good.
Yeah.
Are they feeling good? We know.
Yeah, they're shot, they're on the run,
Yeah.
they've got no money,
Yeah.
they've
Nailed
lost
it.
their Santa suit.
But they haven't lost their Christmas spirit.
That's right. That's the one thing that kept them going. 2 more men were wounded in the manhunt from accidentally discharging their own weapons. So, they accidentally shot themselves. The outlaw trio... That's funny.
That is funny.
That is
It's
funny.
It's funny. Undeniably funny.
The outlaw trio stole 2 more cars, including one driven by Carl Wiley, forcing him to drive and taking him hostage for 24 hours. Wiley later recalled, "The robbers had 2 or 3 shotguns, a rifle, many pistols, and a sack of ammunition. They also had 2 oranges, but did not offer me one." Wiley! can't believe these 3 robbers didn't offer me some of their 2 oranges.
The biggest crime they committed
The biggest
was
crime.
being selfish.
You gotta share your oranges. Despite the lack of oranges, they forced Wiley to drive on. I also love this quote from the Texas Historical Association. They then let Wiley have his car back and stole another car. You can have it back now.
So generous.
By this time, though, the men, especially Marshall Santa Claus Ratliff, were not doing so well. They were wounded, didn't have any food, eating the oranges, and were battling icy conditions. Eventually, a sheriff ambushed them by a river. Another car chase followed with a shootout in a field as the 3 tried to make their escape. Marshall was hit and fell to the ground and was finally captured. Helms and Hill were also wounded by shotgun fire, but escaped again.
Oh.
The 2 made it to the town of Graham.
Oh, beautiful name for a
I thought
town.
you'd love that.
Beautiful name for a boy or girl town.
Graham.
Graham.
So they made it to Graham. They were tired and injured. They were taken into custody.
I just quickly, walking here, went past a massage parlour called Philip. I thought that was so funny. It's called Philip. Oh, here's
called
my
Philip.
massage parlour. It's called Philip. So weird.
What? That's a terrible name.
It's so weird.
Philip!
Does it cost more to see Philip?
I assume
Oh my
so.
god, yeah.
We are named after our favourite royal. God rest his soul.
Gone too soon.
Gone too soon. Oh my
It's a
goodness.
joke that was probably made at the time, but I'm not ashamed to do it again.
So they got to Graham, but they were so tired, they just gave up without a fight. So now they've all been arrested. They'd been on the run for a week. All in all, 2 officers were dead, 6 citizens wounded, 1 bandit slain, and the 3 others were wounded and captured.
I'm like, it's so I mean, is this funny? I'm not sure, but I'm like, why are they even bothering? They didn't get the money, but they had killed 2 cops.
Yeah.
So there's probably a reason they're still being chased.
They still robbed a bank,
Yes.
and so therefore them getting killed still gets
and
other
they're
people
now
money.
murderers.
Yeah.
Kidnapped 2 kids.
Yeah.
Oh, the kid. Yeah,
So
there
there's
were
a
the
few
kids.
charges, yeah.
There's a couple of things they got up to.
Yeah.
Just a side note on Graham in Texas.
Graham.
Move over, littlest skyscraper, because Graham claims to be home to the largest downtown square in the United States.
Wow.
Add it to the tour list.
Largest downtown square.
I'm sure that's a technicality.
Yeah. That
Yeah.
one's actually uptown, so ours is the largest downtown square. That sucks.
It sucks, doesn't
If
it?
you lived in a town and that was its claim to fame,
Well, I mean, we live in a place where the claim to fame is the beautiful laneways and the coffee.
Yeah, I know. How awesome is that?
I'll take a square, thank you.
Yeah, we've got Federation Square.
yeah.
We've got it all.
We've got little skyscrapers. There's that small bit next to
Yeah.
the Rialto.
Oh, the jewel in Melbourne's crown. Love the Rialto. Aren't we proud of it? Yeah, love
Well,
that
that
beautiful.
tiny little hotel next to a freeway. That's fun.
Oh, yeah.
We've got things.
We got stuff.
We've got culture.
Yes.
We've got concrete pools. Maybe. So the surviving robbers were all captured because they'd been brought in alive, and because there were so many shooters at the bank, it was impossible to determine who'd killed Louis Davis, so no one collected the bank reward.
Because an entire psychotic town
Yeah.
turned up.
Yeah, that's right. We all shot him. Despite their ordeal as fugitives, the 3 men soon recovered from their wounds and were put on trial. Henry Helms was identified as the one who'd killed the 2 officers, and he was sentenced to death. He attempted to plead insanity and muttered a chant under his breath repeatedly during the trial, saying, "Ain't gonna sing." That was his 3 words.
But he was singing it, ironically.
Yeah.
Ain't gonna sing. It's hard to mutter like that, but he could.
But he did.
He had a beautiful
It was
muttering voice.
haunting.
Yeah.
But the jury found him sane. He was executed in the electric chair. He is said to have had cabbage, sausages, tomatoes, coffee, and pie for his last meal. So,
That's
what a
a
guy.
feast.
What a guy. Cabbage?
He's like, to hell with the farts, I'll be dead soon.
I'm going to leave you a nice little surprise when I pass. You'll be cleaning this off the chair for weeks. Nah, good on you.
Dave, he was someone's son.
Robert Hill, the youngest member of the group, pleaded guilty to armed robbery and begged for mercy. He received a sentence of only 99 years.
Oh.
He escaped from prison 3 times, but each time found himself recaptured. After settling down a bit, he was paroled in the mid-1940s, changed his name, and became what the Texas History Online describes as a productive citizen.
Oh.
There
Okay.
you go.
That's a happy ending. Similar to the one you can get at Philip. No doubt, I should say, Philip is probably an upstanding masseuse, and I know nothing of him giving happy endings. It was just an easy connection there between a thing I've said before and then Philip, I'm sure, gives you nothing but unhappy endings.
Saved it.
Finally, Marshall Ratliff, the Santa Claus and mastermind of the whole robbery, was also convicted and sentenced to death for his role in the death of the officers. Little 10-year-old Emma May Robinson's testimony identified Ratliff as the man disguised as Santa and who'd robbed the bank and kidnapped her.
Good job.
Good on ya.
Good on ya.
Ratliff appealed his case, and when that failed, went for an insanity plea of his own, and he muttered his own chant, which was, "The Lord have mercy on my soul."
Okay.
How that sound, Matt?
Sorry, I did zone off a bit. Because you said the woman who identified his name was Emma May, and in my head I'm going, Emma May finger you. And then I'm like, that would actually have sounded pretty gross. I'm glad I didn't say it. And then, but I was still thinking about it when you came back to me.
Now we're all thinking about it.
Yeah. And Emmy May is 10 years old. Pays to pay attention.
Emma may not do anything of the sort. All I heard was Dave said she was 118, but that might be now.
Yeah, that'd be now.
Yeah.
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 Sorry, everybody. But know this, listeners at home, Dave edits this episode, so if that was in, not on me.
Oh, okay. That's how that works, is it?
Mm-hmm.
Pretty much, yeah.
I technically hit upload. It's all on me.
Yeah.
Yuck. Yuck? Don't know how to take that. So Ratliff, he pleaded insanity, but they didn't buy it. But he did convince his jailers that he really was insane, as they had to feed him, bathe him, and take him to the toilet because he refused to move. Said he was paralysed. But it was all an elaborate ruse, and on November 18, he attempted to escape. He feigned paralysis, and when the men came to help him, he grabbed one of the guards' guns. He then fired 3 shots that mortally wounded one of his jailers, Tom Jones, who by all accounts was a real sex bomb. Thank you. Thank you. Also a real foundling. That is a literary joke, a really nerdy one. Anyone? It's one of the original novels, Tom Jones. Anyway, okay, listen to Book Cheat. Thanks, everyone. A crowd gathered outside the prison, outraged. So they recaptured Marshall, but the crowd gathered outraged that Marshall had not yet been executed and that he'd tried to escape and he'd killed a jailer. The mob demanded Marshall be sent out. Inside, his jailer Kilbourne refused, but he was overpowered and the mob rushed in and found the prisoner.
What?
He was dragged behind a theatre that was reportedly putting on a play called The Noose, which is kind of apt because the crowd strung him up and hanged him from a telephone cable. Yeah.
Fucking hell.
Mob justice. Yeah.
Merry Christmas! Jesus.
Yep.
Is this the grimmest topic we've ever done?
No.
Not even in your top 10.
Yeah, no. Absolutely not.
Absolutely not.
Remember I did Dr. Death in the place where Dr. Death was from?
Oh.
Yeah,
Oh my God.
we realised that quickly.
That was,
Oh my God.
That was not
That
fun.
one never got released. Like many of his patients.
Hey, do you want to edit this one? No one was ever charged in connection with the lynching.
Right.
So
Fucking hell.
But in 1967, a plaque was unveiled at the site of the robbery where the bank once stood. It reads, and it's still there, scene of a daring Santa Claus robbery, December 23rd, 1927. 6 people were killed, 8 injured. Later, a mob lynched Santa when he broke out of jail. It says that on a sign.
But his actual
I
name.
know. It just says Santa.
Young kids can read. Like, so Santa was lynched. What's lynched,
What does
Mummy?
that mean? What? Santa? I know, isn't that absolutely outrageous?
Far.
And all in all, the Santa suit really, if you look back, was the group's undoing. If he hadn't dressed up as Santa, he wouldn't have attracted the attention of the kids, including little Frances, who asked her mother to follow them into the bank. And Frances's mother was the one who went and told the cops, and then everyone turned up. So if he just had literally any other disguise...
Moustache.
Yes, just a mo.
Yeah.
Or a brown suit.
Brown suit, turned out pockets.
But honestly, we've got to commend him for spreading a bit of Christmas cheer. That is the Santa Claus bank robbery.
Dave Warnicky, everybody.
Thank you.
If you came here hoping for warm and fuzzies, well, we delivered.
Yeah, that's right. It was a beautiful story. Obviously,
Beautiful story.
We might talk about Bing next year. That's what you want. But,
yeah.
You know we're running out of ideas when we do Bing. Oh, let's hear about the story of Bing. Yeah, it gets more boring after you say his name. Your Bing head's in tonight.
Bing heads. That's fun. That's a bit of fun.
thank you so much for coming out to our annual Christmas episode. Can we please thank Comedy Republic, a fantastic venue, for hosting us. They do comedy all year round in Melbourne. We absolutely love this venue. Thank you so much.
Pretty much every day of the year, pretty much. Next year, post-COVID, I think COVID's now ending.
Yeah,
so,
COVID's done.
Yeah, if you like comedy, you'll see the biggest comedians in the world will be on this stage. Anytime, if you ever I got a hot date, I've just been on Bumble and I need to take my man to a hot date. Well, look no further than this place. Genuinely, it's a great venue. Anyway.
Yeah, that's based on a true story. All right. Thank you so much.
There's no better place to bring a hot date than here and seeing some losers on stage. And you're going to look cooler.
You'll look way cool.
You'll look cooler. You might come here and I'll be here going, oh, anyway, who's thought about lawns?
Yeah.
Genuine bit I'm working on is about it doesn't matter, but...
You bring a date here, you see 3 virgins on stage, and they will want to fuck.
There's no aphrodisiac,
Aphrodisiac.
like
Boot
All
at
right.
home.
Thank you so much. Merry Christmas. Good night.
Woo!
3, 2, 1, and you're back in the room.
Whoa.
Hey,
Wow.
dude, that was just in your heads that we just did a live show in front of a beautiful Christmassy crowd.
How did you do that?
Yeah, magic
Wow.
of the mind.
Wow.
Yeah,
Mind magic.
I'm using mind magic today.
That's a big wow from me.
Yeah,
Well, I mean,
it was vivid, right?
Why would we want to be back in the room after such an amazing show?
Oh, you wouldn't want to be. That's cruel.
Why
mind
are
magic.
we? What have you done?
Well, what we're doing here is just performing everyone's favourite section of the show, where we get to thank a bunch of our great supporters, without whom we would not do this show. It wouldn't be possible.
We wouldn't exist.
Without who we would surely be killed.
The 3 of us would turn to dust
Yeah.
if you ever stop listening.
And supporting. Basically, this is everyone's favourite section of the show. The first part we do is called the Fact, Quote or Question section, which I think has a little jingle that goes something like this.
Fact, quote, or question.
Oh, he always remembers the ding.
Christmas ding.
He always remembers that Christmas ding. So the way this works is people who support us at dogoonpod.com or patreon.com/dogoonpod. There's a bunch of different awards, bonus episodes. You got the Facebook group, which is the nicest place on the internet, and all sorts of other things.
You get access to tickets before anyone else. We sold, I think, about 3/4 of the show we just recorded from releasing it on Patreon first.
Yeah, that's
They were
right.
the first people to know about the live shows we do.
And yeah, the first thing we like to do here is the fact, quote, or question section, which is if you sign up on either of those websites on the Sydney Scheinberg level, you have to give us a fact, a quote, or a question, sometimes a brag, sometimes a suggestion. And you also get to give yourself a title, and I'll read them out for the first time on the pod. So if I stumble, just go easy on me.
Yeah, all right?
All right?
I will savage you.
Take a chill pill. Yeah, Dave is a notorious savage.
The first one comes from Ben Oliver, and Ben has got the title Very Average Joseph. I don't know if I get it, but I love it.
I find it very funny.
Well, you never know. It could come up. It's often explained, not
Yeah.
always, in the fact, quote, or question. In this case, it's a quote, which we don't get heaps of. Here it is. Quote, when you're in jail, a good friend will bail you out. A best friend will be in the cell next to you saying, damn, that was fun. That's a quote from Groucho Marx. On your Groucho. That's a good quote, Ben. Did not clear up the very average Joseph at all. Do either of you get that?
No.
It's just an average Joe,
Oh, okay.
but maybe this one's short for Joseph.
Yep.
Yeah. I mean,
Okay.
yeah. If you know a Joe, there's a chance he's a Joseph.
Oh, my God. This was
Or
right
a Giuseppe.
Apologise to the people briefly yelling at their iPods there. Thank you very much, Ben Oliver. You are a no average Joe Schmo to me. Next one comes from Detective Herbert Covington.
Great to hear from the detective.
The detective has given himself the title Official Assistant Detective to Detective Wolf.
Oh, well, Detective Wolf needs all the help we can get.
And Detective Herbert Covington has asked the question, hey guys, this is my first fact, quote, or question. Welcome, Detective Herbert. Says, I'm so psyched to be here. Anyways, I'll get right to it. What's your dream crossover of two fictional characters or properties? No matter how wacky or impossible.
Oh.
Anything goes here.
Or properties, like houses?
Yeah, that's right. Obviously, we would like the house where Doogie Howser grew up mixed in with the Addams Family mansion.
Whoa.
You nerds don't get it. In my world, the world of comic books and movies and stuff like that, properties are like, they're like characters. I think they're pretty much characters still.
Okay.
Characters / properties.
Okay.
Which I think sort of means characters.
Okay.
Hey.
They like what I like that's happened in a comic book world is they've really just got down to business. These aren't characters anymore; they're properties.
Yeah.
Anyway,
I think mine might be, I love a good mystery.
Yeah.
And I love
oh my god, yes,
other
this
mysteries.
is great.
I'm thinking of The X-Files.
Yes.
Solving a crime.
Yes.
Enlisting the help of Hercule
Oh
Poirot.
my
Yeah.
god, I love that.
That's
so
I
great.
much.
love that. Scully being like, I don't know, Poirot.
Yeah.
But Poirot-
Scully, you have to use your little gristle.
They would be kind of competing because occasionally it looks like it could be something that's a bit more mystical or mythical or whatever, otherworldly in Poirot, and it always ends up, I was the butler with the
Yeah.
tongs
Yes,
or
but
whatever.
in the X-Files, it always ends up that
Being-
Fox Mulder's wild theory is
it's
correct.
true. So yeah, which one would play out here?
Oh, I don't know who would win because it would be like maybe it would be a really wacky case. I think the funniest version of the show, because it would have to be played up for a bit of fun, is Mulder thinks it's some wild, wacky, some sort of haunted devil situation, and then Poirot comes in and proves that it isn't, and then it
Right.
becomes a bit. And then also we cross over Scooby-Doo at the end.
I was going to say
Would've
that's
got
a
away
real
with it
Scooby-Doo.
too. Yeah.
Whoa. There's a
But
lot happening.
That's so good. I was going in the same place, but I was thinking getting like Poirot into like mixing with another big gun. So like an Avengers scenario with superheroes. I want like an Avengers scenario with crime solvers, detectives.
Oh, get 'em
So you
together.
got Poirot, you got Angela Lansbury, you've got Tom Croydon from Blue Heelers.
The big three.
Who I can't think of any other big ones.
Quincy.
Doctor Diagnosis Murder.
Yep.
Yep. Of course, Mark Sloan. Like Mannix.
Reg from The Bill.
Oh, that's the crossover right there.
Get them all in. And I'd still want Jap to come in and go, open and shut case, Poirot. Obviously, this man did it. And then everyone going, no, you know, all of them. But they'd sort of, I think that could be fun.
Yeah.
It'd be fun if it was like a reality show when everyone's in character and trying to solve a mystery.
Yeah. Yeah, big fan of that.
Yep.
Maybe Steve Martin and Martin Short and
Selena Gomez.
Selena Gomez. I can't do her voice anymore. I reckon I nailed it briefly while I was watching that show. I'm Selena Gomez.
Yeah,
No,
there
I've
it
lost
is.
it. I think I've lost it.
I think you nailed it. Jess, which show would you cross Poirot over?
Baywatch,
Oh, yes.
I think. But also, they're in space.
Oh, Baywatch in space.
Yeah, speech spaces.
We've got
Space beaches.
the Hoff and the Herc.
The Hoff and the Herc. Yeah, that's good.
You're not bringing Poirot into this, are you, though?
Yeah, no, I am.
Oh, you are? Poirot
That was
and Baywatch
Dave's question.
in space.
That was Dave's question.
Okay.
They're all Poirot spin-offs, obviously. David Suchet, David Hasselhoff.
Well, I've got the detective. I mean, he probably would appreciate that. I'm putting Herbert Covington in my Avengers.
Oh, yeah.
As well.
Fantastic. What about Columbo? One more thing.
Who was the lawyer? Perry
Perry
Mason.
Mason.
I'm putting in is he the one who would like throw a briefcase down when a guy said he'd broken his neck, and then the guy would turn his neck to hear the sound and be like, neck doesn't look so broken now.
That's good stuff.
It sounds like one episode you saw once.
Every week.
You know, he would do that every week. It was his thing.
It's his catchphrase.
That's great. But I always ask and recommend, if you ask a question in this section, please also answer it yourself. And the great detective has done that. Writing, I always thought a Blues Brothers / Ninja Turtles comic book would be super rad.
That is cool.
That is fun.
And one of my dream crossovers will always be David Suchet's Hercule Poirot and Batman from the animated series. Oh, Batman's in my Avengers of Detectives as well. Imagine the world's greatest detectives solving mysteries together. Always, I'd love to hear your picks. Cheers. Anyways, I'd love to hear your picks. That is so funny, detective, that we've gone in a very similar direction.
Yeah, that's great.
That's so good. I love the idea of Blues Brothers and Ninja Turtles getting the band back together. Fantastic. Next one comes from Patricia Alexandre. Also a first-timer into the Fat Quarter question. Patricia, given the title Employee of the Month. Well done, Patricia.
Congratulations. Hope that comes with a little bonus, or at least, a nice cup of tea.
A plaque?
A plaque?
Hey,
A mug?
Patricia, we always believed.
Of course, we knew. But, sometimes it's
Showed
still
a
nice to
lot
have
of-
that validation.
A lot of promise.
Yeah,
From
that-
day dot,
That recognition is
From
always
day one.
nice.
as I famously say occasionally. Patricia has offered us a brag. Is day one what I said that time?
Yeah.
Day one.
Day one.
Still don't know what it means.
That's the mystery. If someone could solve it. Patricia has bragged here.
Yes.
Writing, I became a $25 patron so I can brag. My co-worker introduced me to you. Bracket, best thing ever. I love this podcast, bracket. And this month he'll be leaving the crappy company. I wanted for him to hear a shout out from you awesome peeps. Congrats, butthole, you're free. I don't know if you can tell the parts that are in caps there. Side note to you three, I hope this actually fits the criteria to be said on your podcast. If not, I understand with the shot.
There's very little that we won't read
A
out.
lot of checks and balances.
I love it.
I mean, especially seeing as I don't pre-read at all.
Yeah.
There's no censoring.
I think we can definitely say fact, quote, question, congratulations, or suggestion.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think that definitely. You can use it however you like. I mean, some people have done it in the past. You say whatever you want and call it a quote, and then attribute it to yourself.
That's right.
Everybody, put them up. This is a robbery. Me now talking to Dave, and then it says in brackets, Matt, you need a gun. Take Dave's money, and I have to do it because that's just the rules of the segment.
So, Dave,
We
get
do it.
your wallet out.
All right, here it is. And we'd also like to say congratulations, butthole.
Yeah.
Butthole,
free.
you did it. I can't
Congratulations
believe
to you,
it.
butthole.
I love it. This is your chance to shout him out. And you haven't given his name.
Yeah.
I wanted him to hear a shout out from you awesome peeps. Congrats, butthole. You're free. That's so good. I'd get that tattooed, butthole.
Congrats, butthole.
And if you're looking for a spot, just in a nice ring around the old
Finger.
And finally, I'd love to thank Drew Forsberg, a.k.a. The White Album, who's offered a quote, which is, "How about a magic trick? I'm going to make this pencil disappear." That's from the Joker.
The Joker.
The pencil trick is not only the best scene in the movie, but the Joker's line setting it up contains a question plus a prediction that becomes fact. Spooky.
Ooh.
Also, in case my attempt at a title joke was too obtuse, I apologize to you. Wait, did I read the... Yeah, the White Album. Okay, sorry. I can't remember moments ago. In case my attempt at a title joke was too obtuse, I apologize to you, but I won't explain it because that always kills the intended humour. Cheers and be great. Also known as The White Album. Drew Forsberg, also known as The White Album. That is good stuff.
That is good stuff.
That is good stuff. I won't explain to the listeners because that will
They
ruin the
don't-
joke.
Yeah. If you don't get it, you don't get it. That's all
Very
right.
well played. Because the White Album's self-titled.
Self-titled.
So I'm guessing it's something to do with that.
Also known as the White Album. Because
Yeah.
technically it's called The Beatles.
Yes.
Also known as the White Album.
Anyway, I think if that is the joke, I did just explain it, so I apologize. Another thing we like to do is thank a few of our other great supporters. Jess, you normally come up with a little game for their names, a name game, if
A
you
name
will.
game. And it's got to be sort of Christmassy this
Yeah,
time.
well, we're doing it. We did a beautiful Christmas live show that
Absolutely.
we all
Loved.
enjoyed and loved, and were there at.
What if we gave him like a Christmas elf name?
I love it.
I love a Christmas elf name. Can you give me an example?
No, I'll just do the first one.
Okay, great.
I'll show you that way because I don't want. I've got one in my head. I don't want to use an example and burn it. You know.
Well, the first one could, I reckon, be a slightly elfish name from Melbourne, Max Massingham.
Oh, that's cute. Jingles.
Oh, okay, I see. Yep.
Jingles the elf.
That is quite different to Max Massingham.
Max, I went to primary school with a guy called Max
He's from
Massingham.
Melbourne. I can't believe there'd be too many Max Massinghams.
I wonder if that would be amazing, Max. I remember
Wow.
we played, we'd trade Pokemon cards. Is that you, Max? Let me know.
Whoa, that's cool. And sorry, actually, Dave, what you should be saying is that you Jingles.
Is that you, Jingles? That's beautiful.
Jingles, not Max. His
Jing-
name is
sorry,
Jingles.
Jingles. I missed that because I was so enamored being like, is this the Max Massingham?
I'd also
No, it's Jingles.
Hey, even if it isn't the Max, you are the Jingles, and we love you.
Yeah, we love you for that.
I'd also love to thank from Atherton in California, I think, in the US, Kendall Leveson. Holly balls.
Holly.
Holly.
Oh, that's a good one.
You cutting off balls there?
Yeah, I'm cutting off balls.
You're neutering this elf?
Holly
Kendall-
the elf.
Holly the elf.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's beautiful.
Just think of like anything that would suit the elf afterwards, I reckon.
Yeah.
Jingles the elf.
Yeah.
Holly the elf.
Right. Yeah, Holly balls the elf is
Silly.
no good. That's a bit
That's
too
silly.
That's silly. I apologise for that. Finally, from me, from Address Unknown, can only assume deep within the fortress of the elves, it is Matt Byrne.
Matt Byrne, aka Dr. Prez, short for presents.
Dr. Prez the elf.
Dr. Prez
Prez.
the
He's a
elf.
doctor.
Dr. Prez, yeah.
Doctor of Presents. He's got a doctorate in giftology.
Wow. Well, that's what you need, actually.
Yeah.
To be at a management kind of level as an elf, you
Yeah.
got to have your doctorate,
Oh, certainly.
you know? Masters as a minimum.
Yeah. Would you like to thank a few Bopper?
I
Bopper,
would.
obviously, great elf name.
Yeah, but that one's taken.
By the next.
I've got one for the next one, I think. I would love to thank from Rossendale in Great Britain, William Maudsley.
William Maudsley. What about Noggy?
Noggy! Obsessed with that, yes.
I've recently been obsessed. I've never had an eggnog, but when I was writing a recent report, I was distracted throughout the night looking up eggnog. Did you know that if you add alcohol to it, according to its wikipedia.org page, which is a great resource for Christmassy facts, it's known as a holiday sludge.
Oh, that's gross.
Wow.
Sludge.
That is
Can I offer anybody a sludge?
Anyone?
So we're done with our
anyone need to
mains.
top up
Anybody
on
need a
their
sludge? Ridiculous.
So, and it
Noggy's cute though.
I asked on social media about it. I'm like, should I try it? And real split
Right.
points decision on that one.
I don't enjoy egg,
Yeah.
and so the egg in eggnog has always really put me off. But is it mostly egg?
I don't think it's mostly egg. There's cream and other dairy products in it, and sort of sweeteners in there as well,
Okay.
sugar and stuff. So I think it's it's like a thick. Well, it's a sludge, and I think it's quite sweet. And then sometimes alcoholized as well as brandy or
Interesting.
rum or something.
Okay.
I'm willing to try it. Maybe.
I saw a Bailey's one.
Yeah, Bailey's inspired though, and inspired in very small print.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's incredible and so dodgy. All right, William Maudsley. Noggy.
Noggy.
So cute. I love that very much. I would also love to thank from Barnet, also in Great Britain, Katie Fitz.
Katie Fitz. Okay.
Tinsel.
Oh, tinsel.
I shit you not. I was going to say tinsel right
That's
then.
one I've had in my head for the last couple.
No.
I think I just gave you that information telepathically.
Katie
Tinsel.
Fitz
How cute
tinsel.
is that? Tinsel the elf.
Tinsel. And
Tinsel,
then
yeah.
I thought Fitz. Tinsel.
Oh,
Fitz
yeah.
tinsel.
Thank
Fitz
you.
Tinsel.
Yeah, it's
All right, Jess.
Stop
try,
it.
Try and put another one right here for the next one.
All right. Thank you, Katie. And finally for me, I would love to thank from London.
London town.
Also in the UK, Connor Kennedy.
Pud.
Pud.
Little
That's
pud.
good.
Pud. Even pudding is cute. Pudding the elf.
Pudding
but
the elf.
Pud.
Little Pud.
Little Pud the elf. Oh my God, I just want to give you a little cuddle.
That's nice.
Little Pud.
Little pud.
Oh.
One of Santa's great helpers, Little Pud.
So cute.
Connor Little Pud Kennedy.
That's nice.
That's nice. Dave, do you want to thank some people? Bring this home.
I'd love to. From Chicago, Illinois, big shout out to Copper the Coyote.
Oh my goodness.
Copper the Coyote.
Oh,
Okay.
that's fantastic. From the Windy City.
What about Roast?
Roast.
Roast.
Roast the elf.
He's the king of Sting.
There's
the elf.
Roast pork.
Porky.
Pork the elf.
Porker.
Porky. Porky the elf.
Porky.
There we go. We got there.
Full title, Roast Pork.
Yeah.
But they call him Porky.
Cute little nickname.
Copper the Coyote.
That's very good.
I would love to thank
It's rare that it's a downgrade.
Come on, Porky. I'd like to thank from Wollongabba in Queensland, Catherine Gray.
Catherine Gray.
Home of the first Ashes test last year.
Okay.
And Wollongabba is where the Gabba gets its name.
Yep.
International listeners might not know that. Fun fact.
Oh, that's fun.
We squeeze them in anyway. Yeah.
This one is Shane Warne, the elf. Warney.
The Sheik of Tweak. The Flipper. What a Flipper.
Flipper the elf.
Flipper the elf.
That's cute.
Shane Warne's signature ball.
the Flipper.
That's cute.
What's your signature ball?
Mine's the
ball?
flipper.
That's good stuff.
He's like saying that to like Murali or something.
I mean, we always encourage people to answer their own questions. So maybe
Shane does it up top. He'd be a terrible host of Who Wants to Be a Millionaire. B, what's your answer?
I'm looking at B. What's yours? Is it A? It's not. Is it B?
that's
yes.
what I'd go for.
To be honest, I'd probably go with the one he didn't
Yeah,
want.
maybe.
And finally, I'd like to thank from, what's this? Breitling in the Northern Territory here in Australia, James Rogers.
James Rogers. Bauble.
Oh, bauble.
Snow globe. Snow
Oh,
globe.
I love Bauble as well.
Bauble.
I think
Okay.
I really like bauble.
Okay,
Yeah.
great.
Snow
Bauble
globes.
the elf.
Bauble, yeah.
Oh, gosh.
That's cute.
Come on, bauble. We need your help over here.
Bauble, okay.
There's a rocking horse that needs rocking-ified.
Bauble, it's so good.
Bauble.
This is one of the best ones you've come up with in recent memory, I reckon, Bopper.
Thank you. Thank you. I deserve that
Can you now
praise.
give me an elf name, please?
Yeah, you are.
Oh.
Matt Ship from Melbourne, we're calling him.
You are. I just used Snow Globe and neither of you liked that.
I liked it. I really like it. But
You can be Snow Globe, Dave.
can Matt be something to do with sleigh? Makes me laugh.
Slayer.
Slayer, but
Slay.
spelled. It's a pun.
Yeah.
Perfect for the pun king.
That's good. Or Sleigh Bell.
Sleigh bell.
That's cute because you go ring ting tingaling. Or you can be a little drummer boy. You can be Parappa Pum Pum the elf.
You could be little drama boy.
Little me?
Because you were the drama captain.
Little drama boy.
You could be Michael Bublé.
Oh, that's good.
Michael Bublé.
Yes. He should change his name this time of year.
So thank you to James, Catherine, Copper, Connor, Katie, William, Matt, Kendall and Max. We also need to welcome in a couple of new Triptych Club members. If you don't know, people who have been supporting us on the shout-out level or above for 3 straight years get a one-way ticket to paradise, which we call the Triptych Club. And the way this normally works is I'm standing on the door, in your mind. I've got the velvet rope. I've got the door list. I read out the names. Everyone who's already in the Triptych Club is inside, cheering you on. Dave's on stage. He's going to really hype you up. Jess keeps Dave's juices flowing.
Yeah.
You normally also have a drink. What's your Christmassy cocktail you've concocted?
Something with nog, surely.
Yeah, we've got we've got Bailey's inspired eggnog, but I will be spiking that with more Bailey's and probably cocaine.
Okay.
I think.
Okay.
But I've also
White
got
Christmas.
I've also got a few different Christmas themed cocktails. There's the Mrs. Claus. There's the Jingle Balls. there's a few of them actually. They're all red and green.
Yeah.
And most of them are glittery,
Oh, that sounds...
but not with edible glitter. So do be careful trying to
Wait
sift
to
that
get
out.
stuck into those. Each drink does come with a sieve. And Dave, you've normally booked a band.
Yes, we've got the king of Christmas songs himself, Bing Crosby, is
Oh
here.
my
Wow.
god!
Yes, performing all the hits.
That's
White
good stuff.
Christmas.
Is he doing the Mariah Carey one?
Yes. Yeah! It's very good at that top note. Very good at that high note. Bing.
Is he
Beautiful
doing
voice.
that duet with that awkwardly shot duet with David Bowie? You seen that
Yes.
video?
No, I haven't
Oh,
seen that video, but
fantastic.
he will be doing that.
Yeah, live.
I'll
that's
be
pretty
stepping
exciting.
in for Bowie.
Yes, look forward to that.
We could only resurrect one singer per episode. So I'm going to read out these names. Dave, you're going to hype them up. Jess will hype Dave up. Here we go. First up, into the Triptych Club this week from Lynbrook in Victoria, Australia, Nicholas Arnott.
Saint Nicholas
Yes.
Arnott.
Oh my god. Yes.
And from Merritt Island in Florida in the United States, Ryan Lovelet.
More like Ryan Love You.
Yes, we love you, Ryan.
Welcome into the club. Make yourselves at home. Have a fantastic Christmas.
Also from Merritt Island, Mary Island.
Yes.
Trying to get a Christmas theme in there.
God, nailing it.
Welcome in, Ryan and Nicholas.
Well, obviously, that does bring us to the end of the episode. We hope we've brought a bit of Christmas cheer this year. Mm-hmm. This is, I think, our 7th annual Christmas special, so you can, of course, go back and listen to previous ones. This one's probably the one we've released closest to Christmas. So if you are celebrating Christmas this weekend, we hope you have an absolute fantastic and safe time with your loved ones and family.
Yeah, Merry Christmas to you. We normally do them earlier because I personally have probably the most Christmas cheer of the trio.
Yeah.
But I lose it instantly.
Throw the tree out the window.
Midnight, sometimes even before midnight on Christmas Day. It just it feels like the mist is gone and
Yeah.
I'm like, why do I even care about this? The tree's out in the front lawn. I always have to go back and get it the next day because it is a reusable one.
You haven't taken any of the ornaments off.
Yeah, but I just get furious. So normally I like to put out the Christmas episode with more time for me to enjoy it. But we do have most of a week if you're listening on the day it came out. Or maybe you're listening in a future Christmas marathon and you're only halfway through.
Yeah.
Because we're up to our 14th or 15th one in the future.
God, we'll be long dead.
I'm going to live forever. Hopefully everyone has just a fantastic Christmas or whatever you call your
whatever you
time
celebrate.
of year, whatever you're celebrating.
Yeah, holiday season, end of year. We just hope that you have a nice time.
Yeah. And the next year is great for you. One of your best.
The PC police are in the corner here pointing to a card saying Happy Holidays.
Yeah. And we're saying, good suggestion.
Yeah. Hey, haven't they ruined everything? Can't say anything anymore. Can't say Merry Christmas. But I do wish everyone a very Merry holidays and a happy Christmas.
And in the meantime, if you want to get in contact with us or support us, you go to dogoonpod.com. We've got links to all the stuff. This is our second last episode of the year. So until next week for the final episode, we'll say thank you so much and goodbye.
Merry laters.
Bye. Jingle.